If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 26 of the Career Mode RTG series here on FIFA 16. The return to glory with Nottingham Forest. We start at home against Brighton and Hove Albion, not having the best of seasons. They're down in 13th, which is higher than, lower than where Brighton should be. They should be higher than that. We're currently in 4th after losing to Hull in the last game of the yesterday's episode, or the last episode, but we're hoping to bounce back. We've got 2 wins and a defeat from yesterday's video. If we can get all 3 wins in today's, then that would suit us down to the ground. We're starting a very strong side. As of they, though, they've got Bobby Zamora and Sam Baldock up top, and Kazenga Lualua on the left, who's a very fast and quite tricky winger, actually. David Stockdale in goal, who's a decent goalkeeper, actually. Used to be at Fulham. I'm sure you remember him from when Fulham were in the Barclays Premier League. But Brighton are actually going to start off on the front foot. Baldock across to Stevens to play the 1-2. Bobby Zamora turns inside on his left and does very well, actually, to squeeze it inside the near post. Pretty disappointed in my goalkeeper, though, for conceding a goal in that manner. But still, never mind. We'll try and get ourselves back in the game as soon as we possibly can. Engels with a ridiculous pass that is picked off by Brett Sombolonga into Renato Sanchez. Great first-time control to then take it in his stride and then quickly turn inside the defender. Good finesse finish as well into the bottom corner to bring us back on level terms at 1-1. Zamora involved again into Stevens, who was heavily involved in the first goal. And another near-post shot from Brighton. Doris de Vries did the exact same attempted save, which is silly at the near post. They just kind of fall over underneath it. Makes no sense to me whatsoever, but never mind. We're now 2-1 down against Brighton. So can we come back from behind for a second time? British Sombolonga gets wiped out, but it falls back to Jordan Ibe. Then he gets wiped out. So we are going to get ourselves a penalty and the chance to get ourselves back on level terms for the second time. Definite penalty. You can see the defender close to the ball, but not touching it, so close to the ball doesn't count. It's definitely a penalty, and Nelson Oliveira puts it into the bottom corner to give us a 2-2 scoreline. So we've come from 1-0 down, we've come from 2-1 down. Can we maybe avoid going 3-2 down? That'd be nice. Ball played over the top to Matt Phillips here down the right hand side. Maybe we could even go 3-2 up ourselves. Matt Phillips turns inside into the box. He then gets wiped out after cutting in off the flank. Another penalty to Nottingham Forest. Brilliantly done by Matt Phillips. Very good run and caused the defender to make a decision. Unfortunately for the defender, the decision he made was atrocious. He got if the first player was close to the ball to give away a penalty, that was a good 1.5 foot away from the ball. Ridiculously poor challenge. Very good penalty though. We are now 3-2 in front, thanks to Nelson Oliveira's second goal of the game from the penalty spot. Right then, into the second half we go. Now we pegged them back twice. Hopefully they don't peg us back. Stevens and Kayaldo involved into Bobby Zamora to Hemed. Back through to Bobby Zamora. Very well played. Oh look, another near post shot from Brighton. To be fair though, that one was very well struck and it was extremely powerful. That's the only goal of the 3 that we've conceded in this game that I will just, I can out and out admit that was an extremely good strike and deserved to go into the back of the net. The other 2 the keeper should have saved. We were unfortunate not to go 4-3 in front there on the hour mark with Ebasilio's shot that came back down off the bar. And there's barely any time left in the game now whatsoever. You can see heading into the 90th minute, Nelson Oliveira out wide to Matt Phillips. He's going to go on a run down the right. I thought about cutting inside again and trying to burst towards goal. We ended up passing it. Nelson Oliveira falls over as he's shooting, but gets the angle on it into the back of the net. We're going to steal all 3 points here with a 4-3 scoreline and maybe a 4-3 win. But now we've got them on the counter-attack again. Nelson Oliveira already scored a hat-trick, looking for an assist. Brita Sombolonga's on the ball. Simple finish from the is it Democratic Republic of Congo, I believe, is the full name of the country. But a Nelson Oliveira hat-trick and a goal for Oliveira and a goal for... Who scored our first? I actually can't remember. Renato Sanchez, that was it. Renato Sanchez scored our first. So a 5-3 game against Brighton. Goals everywhere in that game. We just couldn't stop scoring either side. But Nottingham Forest now travel away down to London to play Brentford. We've moved up into 3rd again, which is fantastic. We're still only a point behind Burnley, although Hull still have their game in hand. But if we're above them, that means they've at least dropped points points in the game in the previous round of fixtures, which means maybe they'll be out of form and lose their game in hand. Here's hoping anyway. Brentford are a decent side though. They came up very strongly from the league below a couple of seasons ago and actually have played very well in the Championship over the past couple of seasons. I think this is their second season in the Championship. And actually Andre Gray that we've got, that we signed from Burnley previously, played for Brentford, and he was banging the goals in for them before he left Brentford to go to Burnley, and then obviously he's left Burnley to come to us. But he actually hasn't scored for us yet, but he's not involved yet. Britt Sombolonga, in this game at least, Britt Sombolonga turns inside, gets really unlucky with that shot, coming back down off the bar, and then the man on the far side tries to get it into the back of the net with a rebound, but it doesn't quite work. Then they've got a corner up the other end, around about the half-hour mark. Keeper comes and punches clear, wipes out the left back, then the ball's going to come back in towards the back post. I thought the defender was going to get up and clear that away, but Alan Judge gets the run on the man, and they're very close actually to giving them a 1-0 lead here. And Alan Judge is heavily involved again, brushes off the challenge of the defender, and then there's a bit of a gap for him to run into, and I think actually that took a deflection off the defender in between Judge and the goal to actually stop them from taking the lead there. Very important block. But Matt Phillips takes a corner for us at the other end. Up goes Bashali, can't get there. Drops kindly for Panios. First touch is brilliant. Shot is brilliant. Comes back off the post. And arguable whether that's passed back or not. Maybe we should have had a free kick, an indirect free kick from like 3 yards. But never mind. We stay at 0-0 for now. Into the second half we go. Ryan Wood over the top to Reggioni. Flicked on by a teammate towards him. Gets it back inside to the man that played it to him. Later than I thought he was going to. You could see me with the defender there, jockey to the right as I expected the cutback to come. And as I jockeyed to the right, he played it to the left of the defender. It was very well done, very smartly waited for me to make the decision which direction to go. But Birra Sombolonga heads this towards the bottom corner, and I think the goal actually went down as Renato Sanchez's, as he just raced in at the back post to ensure that the defender at the back post didn't clear it off the line. So we eventually have ourselves a 1-0 lead here against Brentford. Arguable whether we should have it or not, but Oliveira plays this over the top to Britta Sombolonga. He scored a goal in similar circumstances against Brighton to round the game out at 5-3, but couldn't put this game beyond Brentford and make it 2-0 there. Really disappointed actually that he wasn't able to get that into the back of the net. I put a decent amount of power behind it, but Jordan Ive gets this into the middle. It was meant for the man to actually let it go towards Carlo Basilio, who scored a couple of long ranges for us in recent episodes, not able to do so in that particular situation, but we get a 1-0 win against Brentford. So a 5-3 win followed by a 1-0 win. We went win-win-loss yesterday. We've gone win-win. Now we play Queen's Park Rangers at home, and they are top of the table and in fantastic form as well. They are 7 points clear of us right now, although they have a game in hand. Hull City still have their game in hand, but they're 2 points behind us now. We're still a point behind Burnley. It's ridiculously close between the three of us for that second automatic promotion spot. It's going to go right down to the wire. Both this series and the Valencia series right now are really, really close, with a lot of teams at the top of the table, and the season in both series could go either way. It really could. Queen's Park Rangers, though, if we win here, we'd actually only be 4 points behind them with 4 games to go. Admittedly, they have a game in hand, but still, we could... Oh, I just punched the table with my watch. I just had to check it to make sure I didn't break it. We could maybe think about perhaps stealing a win here and come away with the chance of winning the championship. Who knows? It all depends on how we get on, how Burnley get on, how Hull get on. It isn't entirely in our own hands, but still, if we can get ourselves a win here, that would be very much appreciated and very much welcomed. But we're actually on top here, and it was a really important block by the defender there to stop Nelson Oliveira from turning that into the bottom corner. That could quite easily have been 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Now, if you remember the last time we played Nottingham Forest, I think it was a 4-3 defeat for us. Nelson Oliveira scored a hat-trick, and Charlie Austin scored a hat-trick, and it was Charlie Austin's hat-trick that ended up killing the game off for us, and we ended up with a defeat. But Nelson Oliveira's already scored a hat-trick in today's episode, and we pick up a penalty here. James Perch giving it away. The chance to go 1-0 up. Oliveira from the spot. He did it twice against Brighton, but he can't do it against QPR. Another side in blue and white, but he wasn't able to do it. A great save from the goalkeeper. Throws up his left hand there to palm it away. We're still on top, though, dominating this first half. Ebesilio has another crack and a brilliant brilliant save again from Ben Foster, and the defender gets there again to clear away from the on-rushing man at the near post. We could quite possibly be 3-0 up by this point against a side that are top of the league and supposedly runaway champions, but Fitzhill gets that over the top of the bar. Not Fitzhill, it's Clint Hill, isn't it? I'm thinking of Fitzhall. It's Clint Hill that gets that over the top of the bar. Matt Phillips is going to take the corner. In it comes. Up goes Ebesilio. In fact, it's Oliveira that knocks it down to Chris Cohen. His shot straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, though. Very simple for him. It's a 0-0 draw with QPR, which is better than we did against Hull City at the end of yesterday's episode, so we'll take it. A win-win law yesterday. Win-win loss yesterday. Win-win draw today. There we go. Eventually got the words out of my face. But as you can see, we are now 3 points ahead of Hull City, who have their game in hand. They probably will go above us on goal difference if they win, because they beat us. If they win by 1 goal, then it will be level on goal difference. But they beat us in the league, so they'll go above us on head-to-head. But we're 3 points now behind Burnley. But we have to play Burnley between now and the end of the season. So it still could go any which way at the top of the championship table. No one has any idea, as things stand, who's going to finish in 2nd, 3rd or 4th. And we'll find out over the next couple of episodes. That's going to be all for today, though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. But for now, that's all from me. All the links on the screen and in the description to my social media, etc. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.